Hello, people. How you all doing? Good to have you back for the day two of the Global Wealth Creation Summit 2020. I'm so excited. I'm sure that you had a great time yesterday. The calls we received yesterday was very overwhelming. It was testament to the fact that that last event we had yesterday was highly transformational, highly impactful, and we are up for something much bigger today, and you just don't want to miss it. So I want to tell you right now, tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody to join in wherever they may be, anywhere in the world. Interestingly, we got feedback from all the way from Saudi Arabia yesterday. People joined us from Saudi Arabia all the way to United Arab Emirates. We had people join us from the United Kingdom. We had people joining us from the United States of America. We have people joining from all over Africa. Interesting one was also from Gambia. I mean, fantastic outing yesterday. And I must say, it was really impactful. So I want to specially welcome you and thank you so much for being a part of this Global Wealth Creation Summit. We do not take your joining, we do not take it for granted. There are numerous platforms you could be at this point in time, but you chose to be a part of it. I'm certain that today is going to be worth your while and you wouldn't regret it, just as yesterday was. And we have another amazing lineup of speakers. You just need to hear them and you need to start to take notes. And more importantly, you need to take action. You need to make decisions. You know, my mentor often says, he says, it's not great meetings that make people, it is great decisions, right? It is not what you know that matters. It is not what you know, but what you do with what you know that counts. That's what brings the liberation. That's what brings, the wealth that we're all talking about. It's about doing. Execution anytime, any day is the mother of strategy. And if you find it anywhere, lots of people all over the world who have so numerous ideas, but they are not implementing the things they know. In fact, there are a number of people who even know better than the people who are speaking, who know better than some certain people, but they just don't do or do so little. And that's why they don't achieve so much. I want to get you ready. Tell everyone around you. Now, I want to give you a couple of instructions and do a bit of recap of what we had yesterday just to get us ready for today. It's going to be a bomb. I tell you the truth. I lie not. My name is Oladipupo Clement, and I'm the Chief Executive Officer of LifePage Group. There's so much lined up for us today. Let me just quickly do a bit of summary. I started the conference yesterday by, sharing on wealth creation code. And I touched on a number of things, but one thing that you need to live with right now is that I mentioned the fact that even to start your wealth creation journey, you need to be making money first. And we established that one fundamental fact is the fact that you must, of a necessity, be solving problems. You must be meeting needs. You must be adding value. The more of that you're doing, the more money flows to you. The more people you are serving with your gifts, serving with your products and services, the more funds come. Money is a reward for solving problems. And so money is a means of exchange. The more money you want to make, the more value you have to put there in the market. If you go into the market with nothing, you get nothing back in return. And that's pretty much some of the things we said yesterday. And, we said a lot of things. And I gave a 5-step plan. I don't want to go into that. What you just need to do, the replace will be available for purchase much later. And so just in case you wish you had them again and again, please stay tuned. We'll tell you more about the replace. And then we had Mrs. Adenike Ogunlesi, throwing, some very powerful nuggets. And then she shared with us that she believed in herself, that she entered into an industry that had uncharted paths, uncharted territories. And for that reason, there were a lot of hurdles she needed to cross. And she mentioned the need for resilience. And she chose the path of entrepreneurship as our own gateway, as our own pathway to creating wealth. And she told us a story, shared out where she started from, where she is right now, and where they are even moving to in the next 2 years. And one of the things that she mentioned that was more or less reinforcing what I said also is the fact that money followed those who provide solutions. Money followed those who provide solutions. She also mentioned the fact that money has a language, all right, and it begins from the way you think. All right, so that's pretty much And one of the things she also mentioned is the fact that she brought structure to support our growth, and she encouraged every entrepreneur, anyone who is planning to go into business. Structure is very, very critical. And she also emphasized the place of professionals. She also emphasized the place of knowledge. And she mentioned how she went to Lagos Business School. And even though that's not the only school in Nigeria, there are several other schools around the world that you need to go to acquire knowledge, just buttressing the fact that knowledge is so crucial in your journey to wealth. If you know better, you do better. Pretty much, that's the way it works. All right. And then afterwards, we had Mr. Niyi Adesanya. It was a bomb. It taught us on, the peak performance code. But I want to leave you with just something he said that you can't afford to forget. You must always remember it is a formula for competitiveness anywhere you are in the world. And listen to this carefully. He said, in order to remain competitive anywhere in the world, he said, it is what you know plus how you express what you know multiplied by who you know and who knows you. And I'm going to repeat that again. I just want to summarize what he said into that simple formula. The key to being to being competitive in your industry, anywhere you find yourself, anywhere in the world, right, is what you know, right, plus how you express what you know multiplied by who you know and who knows you. All right. And that's very important. That was one fundamental and critical tool for creating wealth. Who you know and who knows you. Sometimes you know certain people, but they don't know you. So I call the people you know as suspects, the people who know you as prospects. Okay. So that's very, very important. So it also buttressed the point I also mentioned yesterday in the sense that people are critical. You need the right people, you need the right plan, you need the right mindset and attitude, right? So people are so crucial. And we rounded up yesterday with the phenomenal Dr. Olumide Emmanuel. It was mind-blowing. I mean, everywhere was shaking. Later on, I received a lot of calls. A lot of people who knew me sent me messages thanking, just saying thank you for all of this. And I'm so glad that it's making this conference, even though it's virtual, is making a difference in every life, making a difference in every home. And I'm so excited that you made it to this program today. All right. So Dr. Olumide Emmanuel went on to speak on entrepreneurial code for wealth and mentioned quite a number of things. Time won't permit me, to delve into many of the things he said, but get ready for today. We've got another very powerful lineup of speakers that you just must listen to. And brace up for the moment. I want you to know this. Very important thing you must do. Make sure that while this conference is going on, take notes. Get your notebook, your iPad, your tablet PCs, get all that ready. Another very important thing you must do is to follow all our social media platforms on Instagram, on Twitter, and on Facebook at LifePage Global. Also follow at Million Homes AFR, okay, on those platforms, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Then you also follow me at Oladipupo Clem on all those social media platforms as well. And you'll be very glad you did. One other thing you must do in the course of this conference, all right, today, this is the final leg of this conference and it's day 2. All you need to do is you need to snap this and then, take a snapshot, take a screenshot of this conference going on and then share on your own social media platform and tag at LifePage Global, tag at Million Homes Are Free, at Million Homes AFR, tag at Oladipupo Clem as well, and then also hashtag GWCS, all right, GWCS, and or hashtag GWC Summits 2020. A number of all these instructions will come on along the way. Make sure you take a screenshot of your screen right away, and then make sure you share and invite other people to join you. The link has been shared with you. You can share with as many people as possible also to be a part of it. I want to especially welcome you. You are in for a great time. So much opportunities were announced yesterday. We'll get into that in a moment. Thank you so much once again for joining and get ready for the millions.
Tadek Cash is a world-class cash flow entrepreneur, investor, and educator. He's also the king of rental income. He built business assets that create time and money to fund his magnificent dream life. He had co-founded more than 5 cash flow rich enterprises. He loves creating assets that is transferable, portable, and sellable. He believes everyone can create their own economic miracle. He made his first $1 million at 28 years old. Tadek Cash will be speaking at this year's Global Wealth Creation Summit on Asset Code.
Oh, I can't. I can't hear him. Wow, I can't hear you. But you can hear me. But I can't hear you. Yes, I need to hear you. I can't hear you. Yes, I can hear you right now. I mean, I don't know what's going on. No, I can't hear you. I can't hear. What's happening? Come on, do this thing. Come on, do this thing. Let's go back. Hello? 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 Hello, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Joshua, what's going on? Hello? Can you hear me? Hello. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tadek Cash, and I'm so happy to be here today. I'm so happy. Thank you for the invitation. Despite the fact I'm also the moderator of this program, But yesterday the network was quite very phony. Today I'm going to be sharing with you about the asset code. I strongly believe that this program was designed to change your life, and if you really follow what is being shared with you, it's going to change everything about your life. So, well, let's start in a very interesting manner. Remember that in this program, as you learn to drop comments, learn to make sure that we get what you are learning so that other people can also learn from you. So the YouTube page, you need to keep, that's the point, keep dropping your questions in the comment section, like the page and all of that. So today I'm here to show you what the rich knows, the education of the rich, that is very fundamental in changing your life. And today we're talking about the asset code. And this is what I want you to get. What is asset? What is asset? What make asset, an interesting thing? Mr. Clement, good to see you again. What is asset? What make asset an interesting thing? What make asset something that the rich lobby for? The rich goes for asset every single day of their life. And many a time, even the asset that the rich they are building at the time, most people don't even pay attention to it until later in their life, and they notice that this person has become exceedingly rich. But let's start today. What exactly is asset? We don't have all the time in the world. I just want to give you this code because life is about code. Somebody says that, the rich, that if you want to be rich, you need to be knowledgeable. I said that is good, but it's not all about knowledge. The world of the wealthy is a world of secrets. So there is a lot of secrecy in the world of the rich. And that is why when you listen to financial news, most of what is being said there is not what you understand. Why? Because all of the financial languages are being coded. So until you are able to decode it, you are not going to be part of that world. That's why, like what Mr. Niyi Adesanya said yesterday, it seems unfair that 1% of the people of the world controls 99% of the wealth of the world, 82% of the wealth of the world. Why is this so? Why is this so? Because there is a code and there is a secret that you need to know. Secret rules the world of wealth creation. And the essence of a program like this is for you to be able to decode the secret and be able to use it to create your own life. So what is the first thing that you need to learn? You need to understand what is asset. And I'm going to give you two definitions of asset today that is going to change your life. The first definition of asset, according to Robert Kiyosaki, for some of you that have read this book, according to Robert Kiyosaki, he said that wealth is whatever brings money into your pocket. Okay, wealth is whatever brings money into your pocket. That is amazing. But let me give you another definition for me to you. What is wealth? Wealth is anything. Wealth is anything, any tool that you have that other people can use, and you can be paid for being used for using it, either when you are alive or dead. Oh, come on. Wealth is anything that other people can use. Wealth is anything that you have that other people can use, and they can pay you for using it either when you are alive or dead. That is an asset. That means that asset is a tool to you, is a tool that somebody else is used that you have created. Now, that means that if you don't understand asset, you can live all your life working for money and you end up broke. Because the truth is, the world that we live in, based on wealth, is not fair, but is exact. That means if you don't understand asset creation, you are going to live your life, like a mediocre, like an average soul. And this is why it is important that you take everything you hear in this program seriously. So this is wealth. This is asset. How do I go about my life building asset? The first thing is that you need to understand that asset is fundamental to wealth creation. Without assets, you cannot create a phenomenal life that will change your life. Look at this way. For you to have for your financial life to be balanced, you need to have a balance sheet thinking. For your financial life to be balanced, you need to have a balance sheet thinking. Oh, somebody will say, today you have come again. What is a balance sheet thinking? It's very simple. If you have a financial or accounting sense like me, you will realize that in a balance sheet, there is always an asset column and there is always a liability column. Now, the truth of the matter is, if you want to look at all of these things, you need to look at your asset column. You need to look at your liability column. Now, if your liability column is exceeding your asset column, you are running a race that you can't win. So if your asset column is superior to your liability column, you are running a race that you can win. So look at life. There are liabilities in life. What is liabilities? The pleasures that we pay for, the good things of life that we pay for, the schools that we send our children to, the good homes, the good apartment that we want to live, the good cars that we want to drive. All of these things are very wonderful in life. But this is it. How are you paying for them? How are you paying for the good things of life? Now, the earlier you realize that you can't have the physical strength to work all your life, the earlier you will take building assets very seriously. Let me tell you what most people have never told you before based on wealth creation. If you want to build wealth, it's either you are building assets or you are buying assets. It's either you are building assets or you are buying assets. If you're not building assets and you're not buying assets, you are going to work out your life without having anything significant to show for it. And that's why some of us, our parents are very educated, but they are also very poor. Some of us, we have gone to school, we speak English intelligently, but our account is not showing any level of intelligence. Why is this so? Because you have never taken assets seriously, or you are living in the illusion of asset. You are calling a liability an asset, and that is disastrous. That is disastrous. So today you are learning what to do to build an asset. Asset is first a mentality before it becomes an activity. Asset is first a mentality before it becomes an activity. So what kind of mentality do you need to have? So there are three things. I call it the map of asset code, the map of asset code, the map of asset code. What is the first M? The M there is the mediocre asset for building wealth. What is a mediocre asset for building wealth? There are mediocre assets for building wealth. Vis-a-vis, let me share some of my thoughts with you. So the mediocre asset for building wealth, the first thing that is a mediocre asset for building wealth is that some people believe that, come on guys, I need to buy a big toy. I need to buy a big car. So they go around buying a big car. Somebody says, I need to earn a bigger salary. So when they earn a bigger salary, guess what happened to them? They begin to blow the money away. This is a mediocre asset for building wealth. You buy big cars, you buy big vacation homes. You want to look rich, but you are not rich. You want to look wealthy. You want to stand around your friends and tell them the cars you're using. You want to tell them where you live and all of those things. And now these are mediocre ways of building wealth. Now, take your life today. What kind of things are you doing and you are calling it asset? When you are buying the abilities and you are calling it asset, you are living in the illusion of wealth. And that is not what you need to do. So you need to come into the understanding of this new code to understand that there is something different. It's what I call an asset, a mediocre asset for building wealth. I'm not saying you should not buy homes. And let me tell you, by the way, in LifePage Group, you are encouraged to own an apartment. And that's why today you can even choose to own an apartment. Now, today, you can choose to own an apartment in Orange Apartment. So that is fundamental. I'm not saying you should not own an apartment, but we are here to also tell you the truth. That is why you can own an apartment in Orange, in Orange Apartment, and that is fundamental. You can choose to own it today because the truth of the matter is where you live determines how you live. But let me tell you clearly today also is that it can also be a mediocre asset for building wealth for you right now. So what is the second acronyms in this state? So you can choose to buy fashion, buy good chains, the bling blink of this word. You know all the latest designers in town, and you stock them. You know how your wardrobe is right now. You have all of these similar designers in there, but they can't pay your bills. So this is it. It's called the mediocre asset for building wealth. And the second one is the average asset for building wealth. So guess what happened? The average asset for building wealth, guess what it is? So a lot of people have an average asset for building wealth. So they go around buying some things, go around trying to say, oh, I want to own some things like this. I want to buy these things. I am buying bonds. I'm not saying it's not good. Remember, it's good. You can buy those things. You can go ahead and buy them right now. But they are just I call them an average asset for building wealth. So people buy all of these things together. They put all of these things together. They buy the certificates of deposit. Come on, they buy treasury bills. that I call the average. I call them the average asset for building wealth. So buy all of these things together. But guess what happened? There is what I call the phenomenal asset for building wealth. And I'm going to share two with you today. The phenomenal asset for building wealth. And I'm going to give you practical examples of myself and how you can take advantage of this program. When my brother, Clement, decided to pull this thing together with all his team at Life Page, I said, this is an amazing thing to do. And this is going to change the life of a lot of people all over the world. Remember, I told you that wealth creation is beyond knowledge. Wealth creation is about secrets that you uncode. Wealth creation is beyond knowledge. Wealth creation is about secrets that you can uncode. That means if you don't have, if you don't know how to uncode it, or you don't spend time with people that have uncoded, you are going to live all your life laboring seemingly under a closed heaven. So what is the phenomenal asset for building wealth? The phenomenal asset for building wealth, number one, is what I call income producing asset. Income producing asset. Vis-a-vis owning an apartment that generates income for you. Owning an apartment that generates income for you. How many assets, how many streams of income do you have? How many streams of income do you have? Mrs. Nike Ogunleshi said something yesterday that as a company they are creating, for streams of income, differently. And one of the ways they are even creating streams of income today is by owning, resident buildings. Often a time when Mr. Clement and I have conversations, we talk from this regard. And it is very important that you understand all of these things being put together. So this is it. The first thing is income producing asset. Now, let me give you a story. Once upon a time, a woman wanted to pay a bill, wanted to be able to fund a bill that her husband was owing before he died. And then he went to a spiritual man. And when he got to this spiritual man, this man said, "What jar do you have at home?" And the woman said, "I have this jar of oil at home." And then they said to them, "Went out, bring all of the oil jar that you have at home." And the woman brought the oil jar. The more oil jar she brought, the more oil she got. And then the spiritual man asked again, "Don't you have another oil jar?" And it said, "We don't have any more." And in the story, it was stated that when the oil jar sees, the oil sees. Now, let me give you a secret. The moment you keep building income producing assets, no matter how the economy is, you are going to live above the frustrations of the economy. And one of the fundamental phenomenal assets that you can use to build wealth, that all over the world, wealthiest people of the world, Amazon, Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, name them. They have spent part of their wealth to invest in this asset class. It is called real estate, and I call it income producing asset. Income producing asset. So it's amazing. For me, I started investing what they're asking you, and I'm going to ask you to join me to do today. I started investing a few years ago. I started buying income producing assets. And I have them in tens of hundreds right now. I have assets that produce money for me day in and day out. And guess what happened? It's in real estate. So the truth of the matter is because I decode the secrets of the wealthy, that they are addicted about assets that produce income. Because you see, the problem of life, your financial problem is largely not spiritual. Your financial problem is largely financials. So if your financial problem is financial, the best way to solve it is that you need to build assets to solve it. Now, when people are having challenges financially, there are two ways they go about it. They want to work their ass out. They want to go out and get a job. It is fine to get a job if that is the state that you are in. You need to generate money. But let me tell you, every human being has 24 hours in a day. But some people get carried away with getting a job that they never use the money that the job is creating to begin to build an asset. Let me tell you, most people never think about the compound effect of old age. As you grow older, you will need money to fund your life. As you grow older, as your parents grow older, they will need money to fund your life. Now, the truth of the matter is, the bills of your parents will be funded by you, but if you don't build assets, you will use your sweat to fund the bill of your parents. And that is the problem that most people have. That is why most time generational poverty is not a generational curse. Generational poverty is based on generational choices that people have made about asset creation. So most times people never build an asset. People never create an asset that can fund your life. You will need income. It's a constant. But how the income will come is a variable. The wealthiest of the world make sure that their income comes from assets. The average people of the world make sure and spend all their life getting income from their sweat. And that is the problem. So the first asset, the phenomenal asset that builds wealth is income producing asset. Apartment. How many apartments do you have? How many things are you buying into that can produce money for you for the rest of your life? And then this is it. The wealthy define wealth differently because they think about assets. So to the wealthy, asset is different. To the wealthy, wealth means not bling blink, but cash flow stream. Let me give you a definition of wealth today. Wealth is a cash flow stream that is predictable, that is consistent, and it is perpetual without you. I will repeat that again because somebody needs to go to the comments and ask question and put an hashtag on social media and do today and put this definition. Hashtag GWC Summit 2020. You need to put this definition right away. You need to follow us on all the social media handle right now. It's very important. What is wealth? Wealth is a cash flow stream. Wealth is a cash flow stream. You can see it on the screen now. You need to follow all of this social media handle. Is going to change your life. It's going to change your life. Follow us right now. Follow us right now. Let me give you a definition again. All right, let me give you a definition again. Finally, let me give you a definition again. Wealth is a wealth stream, it's a cash flow stream that is predictable, that is consistent and perpetual without you. So the second phenomenal asset that the wealthy spend their money on is what I call a secure note through real estate. That know that, at a point, because they are developing, getting rich is easy if you can get away from poverty thinking. Getting rich is easy if you can get away from poverty thinking. So the second, the second phenomenal asset that the rich use to build their wealth is what I call secure notes through real estate. What does that mean? So I'm developing a wealthy mentality. And I said, how can I build wealth? I don't have all the money right now to buy orange apartment. How can I build wealth as a university student going on my way? What can I do? You can use what I call a secure note through real estate. Let me give you how that works. A company is building an apartment, vis-a-vis orange apartment. And they're saying that, come on guys, with 100,000, 200,000, you can join into this investment right now and earn money for the rest of your life. Guess what happened? That is what the wealthy people do. The wealthy people don't follow the madness of the crowd, but they learn the way to use the crowd together to create wealth. So why not join the crowd now to create wealth? It's called crowdfunding. So you can join today and say, okay, I have 200,000. Then I can put 200,000 into an investment that can generate 23% money for me today. And then I can use the same money that can generate 50% return for me in 24 months. Ladies and gentlemen, guess what? If I'm starting all over today, when I was preparing for this class today, I told myself, I said, I wish there was a program like this when I started about 14 years ago, actively investing. And I said, if I have seen this, I would have started like this. If I have seen an investment in real estate that wanted to put things out and giving me 23%, it's not a Ponzi scheme. It is an actual scheme. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is not a Ponzi scheme, it's an actual scheme. So what does this mean? It means that, I can use this to invest. So what am I telling you? You use this as a secure investment. You put your money into an asset that can generate something for you. That is what Million Homes means. Let me tell you, asset class will separate you. You see, we all may have gone to the same school. We may be in the same class. We will not be in the same asset class. Now, the wealthy people change lives by investing in assets. It's either you are buying asset, or you are borrowing asset, or you are building asset. If you are not part of assets, you will spend all your life laboring without anything to show for it. So what am I telling you in closing? Because there is no time. But you can ask the question. What am I telling you? I started this thing 14 years ago. I learned from a man if you have ever seen my book, it's called The Money Code. All right? And then it's a story of my life, how I started on my journey. And this is what I'm saying to you today. Million Homes, it is a rescue point. It is a rescue point for anyone that really want to learn what was taking some of us about 15 years to learn. To say, start investing today. Why must you invest in this business? It's very simple. Let me tell you. If I'm investing, what will I look out for? I look out for three things. I look out for cash flow. I look out for, preservation. I look out for appreciation. I look out for who is going to manage my fund. And all of these questions are being answered by a company called LifePage Group today. So you can invest in Million Homes today with 100,000. Let me tell you today, if you want to prosper, you have to learn how to use your currency, your money, to buy a proper asset. You see, your money in savings cannot save you. But your money in saving that you put into a proper asset, vis-a-vis Million Homes or Orange Apartment, can literally change your life. So asset code will change your life. Asset code will set you free. So ladies and gentlemen, it's important that you understand that without assets, you will work your axe out without nothing to show for it. Let me tell you, there's no time to share more with you. But let me tell you, with all of the program and the question I'm going to ask in some of the facilitators today, I believe you are going to learn more. There is assets that you can invest in. No money is too small. You don't need to have more to be rich. You need to invest the little you have so that you can have more, so that you can be rich. Blink will not set you free. Asset will. Asset that produces income. Remember, the cloth I'm wearing today says income follows asset. Without assets, there is no income. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for having me. I'm so grateful. Thank you. God bless. Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you. God bless.
Wow.
Thank you. God bless.
This is phenomenal. I mean, I'm sure the world is on fire right now. You have troubleshot our thinking, our mentality, with those arrows. I mean, just piercing the soul and all of that. And some of the things you shared just brings to mind again the school of thought that says, if you don't find a way to make money while you are asleep, you will work till you die. I think it's Warren Buffett who said that. If you don't find a way to make money while you are asleep, you will work till you die.
Exactly.
Oh my God, I'm short of words. This is inspiring.
Thank you very much. That's very good.
Please,
thank you so much.
Join
thank
session you. Show, with just a round of applause wherever you are right now. So if you also have questions, please note your questions. Write them down. We have people at the back end who are taking the question and going to be responding to those questions as well. And if you also have questions, they're going to be having a final session where we will be taking all our panel, all our facilitators today will be taking all the questions. So you really don't want to miss until the end. So get ready for something mega. So if you are not following us on social media, do so right away. All right, at LifePage Global on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Also, you follow us on Million Homes AFR on social media, on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Also, you can follow me at Oladipupo Clem on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and you'll be very glad you did. And just in case you missed out on that, for those of you who may be watching on YouTube, it would be nice. You just click on the subscribe button right now on YouTube. And if you are watching and monitoring this program on Facebook, it would be nice to quickly go on YouTube to click on the subscribe button so you can learn, and then you get updates from us each time we post. And for those of you who started this program with us or who are just joining in, I want to especially welcome you. Get ready. This is just the tip of the iceberg. We are priming it. We are getting ready. If the first lecture is like this, I wonder what it will look like by the time we are done today. Please, let's do what we just need to do. Make sure you are taking notes. Make sure you are acting. You are making decisions. That is what is paramount. There's always what to stop doing. There's always what to start doing. And there's always what to continue to do. There's always what to stop doing. There's always what to start doing. And there's always what to continue to do. All right, so get ready. So much is still up for us. We still have 3 more facilitators to share with us some powerful nuggets and powerful thoughts that will position you to the right. All right, so I want you to take a screenshot of this program from your phone and then share. But make sure you tag at LifePage Global, at Million Homes AFR, and tag at Olakipupo Clem, and then make sure you hashtag GWC Summit 2020. Also tag GWC, hashtag GWC S, and you'll be very glad you did. So let's get ready for the next powerful session.
Samson Olatunde is a man of multiple talents, an entrepreneur, speaker, trainer, author, consultant, coach, and philanthropist. He is the founder of Digital CEO Tribe International, with a vision to help businesses in sub-Saharan Africa and beyond derive value for enhanced business performance and profitability by leveraging on the 21st century's digital tools. Samson is an alumni of Pan Africa University, Nigeria. He is certified UK life coach, management consultant Canada, small business consultant UK, and an author of more than 30 books with some as bestsellers on Amazon.com, the largest online bookshop. Samson Olatunde will be at this year's Global World Creation Summit speaking on digital code for wealth.
Thank you so much for having me at this event. My name is Olatunde Samson. For everyone watching us, I'd like to say a big thank you to you joining this conversation. Remember that what we are doing here is something that will help you help your generation, make you understand what you need to do. It's interesting for us to know that at this point, we need to look at a way of empowering more people, making them to know what they need to do at this time. There's a lot of poverty level is extremely high. If you can hear me, just indicate. If you can hear me, just indicate. Let me be sure that you can hear me. If you can hear me, just indicate. Let me be sure that you can hear me. If you're there, you can hear me. On the comment section, I have multiple streams here. On the comment section, just let me know. Perfect. Okay, good. Good. So I'd like to say a big thank you to the organizer of this program, the entire team of LifePage, for putting this together. It's been an amazing time learning. Yesterday was explosive, and for me to join this conversation today, how could you imagine me coming after Tade? Tade is someone that when you sit under him, I mean, I'm just going to try my best to see how I can help you in the aspect of generating wealth. A big thank you to one more time to Mr. Clement. Thank you for joining this conversation and making this happen. Let me start by a quote that I heard from Bishop Oyedepo years back, and this has really helped of the life. There are no real classmates in the race of life. Everyone determines his class in the race of life. Tade was talking about you determining your class, depending on how much you've generated in terms of passive income. So don't be a noise maker, be a money maker when it comes to generating wealth. Many a times what we see is that we have so many people who are noise makers, but they are not money makers. So what I'm about to share with you is what I call digital wealth code. How do you make money? Doing so many things on the internet, monetizing your knowledge is very important for you to understand that critical part. Now, you have been told to follow all the social media platform of this wonderful organization. Why did we say you should join the social media platform of this wonderful organization? Because there are opportunities that are coming your way. So in case you need to get this information again, on your screen, you are to follow at Life Page Group, at Life Page Global. It's very important you follow at Life Page Global. Follow Million Homes AFR, and it's very important you follow my good friend, which is Oladipupo Clem. Now, for me, I would like every one of you, if you can, please, on the comment section, I'd like you to just drop something, just to celebrate the Life Page Group. Just do that, just do that. That makes me know that you are following this conversation. So I'm checking you guys on the comment section. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. I can see comments rolling in. Okay, good. I just want to be sure that we are together on this conversation. So there are no real classmates in the race of life. Everyone determines his class in the race of life. And then Bishop Oyedepo said, tax your brain so that it can give you all the gain in life. Tax your brain so that it will give you all the gain in life. Whatever you need to succeed in a part of life, you've got it. All you have to do is take out time to tax your brain so that you can get all the gains that you need in life. So if you're talking about digital wealth code, it's not something new, but many a times people don't have the understanding, the know-how, what to do. So I'm going to give you very quickly 3 codes you need for you to unlock all of the wealth that you need on the internet. Number 1 is for you to learn it. You need to learn. So I have a definition of what knowledge is all about. Knowledge is knowing everything about something. Knowledge is knowing everything about something. But education is knowing something about everything. So many a times you have people who have gone to school just for them to learn something about everything. So for instance, if you study biz admin, you learn everything about how it takes for you to succeed in business. But there are other areas that you need to understand. So if you don't go extra mile to acquire more knowledge, it means that you just acquire education, which means that you know something about everything, but you need to go beyond that by knowing everything about something. Now, in order for you to know everything about something, it requires that you begin to search for knowledge. And that's one of the things Global Wealth Creation Summit is doing for us, helping us to understand what we need to know at times like this, and how we need to activate so many opportunities that is being thrown at us at this event. So I want to encourage you to subscribe to opportunities that they're going to share with you after now, and that will go a long way for you. So if I'm talking about learning it, you need to learn as much as you can when it comes to making wealth on the internet. Now, you know that you always acquire knowledge by education, experience, and exposure. Those are 3 major ways by which you can acquire knowledge: education, experience, and exposure. So imagine that you have spent 17 years in acquiring formal education. If you have gone through school from primary to secondary to higher institution, and you have a BSc or an HND, or you're serving the government currently, it means that you must have done 17 years, 6 years primary school, 6 years secondary school, and you have 4 years based on the course you're doing. So 17 years of acquiring formal education will only give you 15% skill set of what makes you to achieve success or greatness in life. That means that you need to search for 85% skill set. Now, in order for you to search for 85% skill set, it requires for you to look for a way of acquiring knowledge informally. And that's why this conference is coming to you. So you attend conferences like this, you read books, you attend mentorship session, online courses. What we help you to activate what you want to become or what you want to sell in the digital space. So number 1 strategy to unlock digital wealth is for you to learn as much as you can. So you have YouTube, you have Instagram, you have Facebook, you have so many platforms. Google should be your best friend, because when you type any keyword on Google in your industry, you have 1001 information about that. Now go to YouTube, just search anything around your industry, how to do this, how to do that, ways to do this. You see somebody that has done video for you that you can use as a step-by-step guide to help you, which means that you have to learn so many things for you to achieve and decode and make money when it comes to the internet. Number two secret I'm going to quickly share with you for you to unlock digital code is for you to do it. Now, when you learn, it's always important for you to practice it. Now, once you practice, you eliminate all forms of mistake. Once you practice, you have more confidence to know if you're going to achieve more success or making money in this opportunity we are talking about. So when we talk about you doing it, we're saying practice it, because practice makes perfect. Now, if you do that, then it's easier for us to go to the third aspect of unlocking the code, which is you selling it. Now, that's where I'm going to emphasize on in this conversation. It's very important for you to sell. And what are you selling? You are selling the passion that you have an understanding about. You are selling your idea. I call it the business of your talent. So how do you monetize your knowledge? Now you have acquired knowledge, you are doing it, you have practiced it, you understand how it works. How do you generate income from it? It means you have to understand how to monetize by selling on the internet. There are a lot of platforms you can sell. You have the social media platform, you have the forum platform, you have the blog, you have the mobile platform where you use Telegram, you use Facebook. I mean, let me just shock you. Do you know that an average person, we check his or her Telegram group 32 times in a day? Are you aware that on just WhatsApp, an average person will check WhatsApp 23 times in a day? Which means that you have an avenue to monetize your knowledge, your idea on the digital space, which is the internet. Now, the question now is, how do I now make constant money on the internet? There are three digital streams in which you can make money on the internet. Number one is what I call the one-time stream income. The one-time stream income means that you're likely to be what we call a freelancer. That means you do something once and you earn the money immediately. Now, let me put this to you so that you understand properly. So if you're a freelancer, you're listening to me. That means if you're a freelancer, means that you are a graphics designer, you are a web editor, you are a video editor, you're a graphics designer. It means that you are classified to be a freelancer. It means that what you earn is called a one-time stream. For every time you work, you earn. Now, that's one kind of income that you can generate on the internet. But the second aspect, which I wanted to move to, is what I call the once and always income stream. The once and always income stream. That's the one that I was talking to you about, which is a passive income. That means you do something once and you make money for your lifetime. Now, let me explain to you. So you produce a book, an ebook, an audio version. You're a singer, you go to a studio, you come up with a single, you have done it once, but you can make royalty fee continually for the rest of your life. You can share that information on different platforms. So for instance, I've written over 30 books and I have got those books on Amazon, on Kindle, Amazon CreateSpace, and I'm making money. I've done it once, but every time people purchase, I keep making money for the rest of my life. Now I have audio version of what I teach about different streams of income. I do it once, I do the video once, the broadcast once, but I make it on different platforms and I keep making money from it, which means that you have what we call once and always income stream. It's like you making money from what we call royalty fee. And let me end up with the last part of making money on the internet, which is what the free flow income stream. The free flow income stream is what LifePage is bringing to your table. The free income stream is that opportunity where you can make money for the rest of your life if you subscribe to this opportunity. The free income stream opportunity, what I call investment that you put your money in, whereby your money begins to work for you. Now you have different opportunities online. You have forex trading, you have e-currency. Those are what we call a free flow income stream. Now you now have this aspect of what I call a real estate kind of business, which is what LifePage is bringing to you. How will it be that you begin to make money continually by you just investing and be part of these opportunities that's been shared with you? Now look at, imagine the percentage. You can't see it anywhere. Even when you put your money in bank, you can't see 23%, 50% return on investment. That's huge. That's why we are saying to you that it's beyond you just working, but money working for you. Now, it's beyond you making noise, but you becoming a money maker by allowing your money to work for you. It's beyond you competing in the market space, but you collaborating. What are you doing? You are collaborating with live page group to get into an opportunity of what we call a crowdfunding kind of opportunity where your money begins to work for you. So you are not competing in the market space, but you are collaborating by making your money to work for you. What are you doing? You are into what we call a business of subscription. We call it subscription-based investment. Now, can I end this conversation to allow you know that if you're going to make good money on the internet and offline, always think about the subscription kind of income generating streams for yourself, which means how do I make money every week, every month, every quarter, every year from an opportunity? That is what LifePage Group is bringing on your table. An opportunity for you to earn every year, an opportunity for you to earn 23% to 50%, an opportunity for you to earn in a lifetime opportunities. Now, this is what you need to tap into. This is an opportunity you need to take advantage of. That's why you have the information on the screen. You have a way of subscribing. You have opportunity for you to even get 60% back indirectly. What do I mean? So it means that if you subscribe within the next 24 hours, you know what happens to you? You're going to have access to a free masterclass, a financial freedom masterclass that will give you access to learn from what we are sharing. We are going to be at the back end, helping you to understand how you can make good money in times like this. What do you enjoy? You enjoy a scholarship that you're supposed to pay for, what 50,000 naira, but you are getting it for free just because you are smart enough to be among the first 50 people. What are you getting? You are getting an opportunity for you to network with great minds. Now look at our Kabaras. I have a Tade with Oladipo Clement, with Olumide Emmanuel, with Niyi Adesoya. These are people that are generating wealth. They're not just noise makers. They are money makers. They are people that are not competing in the market space. They are people that are collaborating. They are people that are having what we call a subscription-based income, so I can determine every month, every quarter, every year what comes to me. I think you need to be wise to tap into this opportunity. Let me say to you that when you want to make more money in times like this, all you have to do is begin to look at people that are doing it right, people that have practical proofs. I mean, somebody told me that if you have mentors, all they help you to is to eliminate all forms of mistakes and errors and help you get to your place of destination on time. There are a lot of opportunities on the internet, but understand clearly that for you to make money on the internet is beyond just reading. Is you having a mentor? Is you plugging into opportunities like what LifePage is presenting to you? Is you looking for a way to learn from people who are doing it, who can help you navigate in times like this for you to generate a lot of income for yourself? Now, let me just blow your mind. Do you know that you can make a lot of money from opportunities on the internet? You know what we call domain and web hosting business, where you have an avenue like a real estate opportunity. I mean, I call it a real estate opportunity, where you buy access to a space and you begin to sell in smaller quantity. That means every year, every month, every quarter, you have what we call a subscription kind of money generating income for you, because people will be subscribing to Renew Domain and Hosting. Do you know that you can create a product and then you begin to make noise about that product, and every time you sell, you'll be making more than 100% revenue or income from that particular product? Are you aware that the way the internet is going to be a global village, where if you are not in that market, you are going to be forced to be in that market? Now look at what has happened. Many churches, many organizations are beginning to look at how can I go about all of these opportunities. And then it's really, really amazing for people to see what is really happening in the industry. People are beginning to see that, oh, I have no choice. I have to get into this market space. Before, we used to beg, we used to encourage, we need to tell people, oh, these are what is happening. Why can't you take advantage of this opportunity? But now the game has changed. So many things has changed. Churches are not going to become the way it is before, because digital has come in. I mean, businesses are not going to be the same way. Investment are going to be the same way. And that's why we are saying to you that it's time for you to take advantage of opportunities that LifePage is presenting to you. Earning 23%, earning 50% from what you have put down, and it begins to generate for you. And if you're smart enough, Whatever you're making from other businesses, you begin to put it in there, and before you know what is happening, you have to yourself a 1-bedroom apartment or a 2-bedroom apartment. These are opportunities that you need to tap into. If I were you, I'll begin to drop my questions, begin to ask so many questions around this. Go to millionhomesafrica.com and take advantage of every opportunity that has been that's going to be presented, or we have presented yesterday to you about this opportunity. All you need to do is to understand that you need to be in the class of generating assets. All you have to do is for you to subscribe to that link you can see on the screen now. Take advantage. What do I mean? If you have 200,000, because that's a max, that's the minimum you can subscribe to, it means you can have access to spread in 5 months. And if you're going to spread in 5 months, for you to lock down that opportunity and be among the 50 people, it means what you have to do is simple. Pay 40,000 naira today within 24 hours, and then you get opportunity to get into a master class. You get opportunity to be trained and see avenues by which you can generate money. I'm going to even be in that class to show you practically some of the things you can do to generate money on the internet. Take advantage of this opportunity that we are presenting to you from life. You may say, oh, why is this guy emphasizing on this opportunity? Anything that is good, I will put everything in it, my energy, my strength. I will be the #1 person to talk about it, because this is an opportunity that can change life. Definitely, I know if you subscribe to it, this Global Wealth Creation Summit will be a testimony for you, because I know very soon we're going to be on the same class, making money together and making decisions together. Thank you for this opportunity, Mr. Oladipupo Clement. I really appreciate it. And I want to say to everyone, all you have to do is just take advantage of this opportunity. You can follow me on my social media platform at Sam Speaks Now, And then if you go on the link, I have a free book, How to Become an Internet CEO. I believe you go through that book, that will help you to understand what you need to do. Thank you so much.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. I'm so excited. I'm just glad the way and the momentum we're building for today's lecture is just out of the ordinary. And thank you so much, Mr. Samson Olatunde, for that inspiring session. You know, one of the things I pick out from your session right now is that there are doers and there are talkers, right? One good thing about our session and this Global Wealth Creation Summit is the fact that we do not have just talkers. We have people who are doing. You know, I say all the time, you can't forget what you do. You can't forget what has become habitual. You can't forget what you do every day. It's already part of you. Sure. You have produced results. You have real results.
Yeah.
You are not faking it. You are not pretending to be rich. You are not trying to look rich. You are, right? And I'm so excited about this. Please do not joke with many of the things that has already been shared. Follow us on all our social media platforms right away. LifePage Global. Do that right away at LifePage Global if you have not already done so on all social media platforms, particularly Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. You find us on those social media platforms. You also find us Million Homes Africa or Million Homes AFR, I beg your pardon, on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also follow me on all those platforms as well at Oladipupo Clem, on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And then you need to, click on the subscribe button on the YouTube channel right away, LifePage Group YouTube channel. You need to do that. You need to do that so that every update we upload, every video we upload on that platform, you will be the first beneficiary so you can get notifications. I want to especially appreciate you. If you have any questions, please drop your questions.
Yeah, Mr. Clement.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, the truth of the matter is, life. What separates people in life is opportunity. So the opportunity is what separates people. So when you look at people that have become extremely successful, is the opportunity they have taken advantage of. Many are called, but few listen. All right. Many are called, but few listen. So all of the people that are watching us all over the world today, they are all called. They have all been called to come in. But it's few people that will listen. And how do I know they are listening? They are taking advantage of what we are saying. right away. You see, 23%, putting your money in a bank account is good. And I encourage you, if you don't have a clue about what to do with your money, put it there. But the truth is, putting your money in a bank account will never save you. It will never make you rich. But this is it. This is an investment that is insured. This is an investment that is guaranteed. This is an investment, that's going to liberate you. The truth is, there is always a compounding effect on risks. So we are telling you today that the safety page of this investment is amazing. So what are we simply saying? We are simply saying that if you take an advantage right now, as you are listening to my voice is amazing, it's good, but that's not going to save you. There's only one thing that will save you right now. What will save you is that click on the button and then go to Million Homes Africa today, AFR, and then begin to say, I'm subscribing right now. You see, in the next 24 hours, the first 50% that make a subscription of minimum of 100,000 naira into this investment is making a decision of a lifestyle. And why did I say that? It's simple. It's simple. Number one, you are going to be giving a free ticket, a free slot into the virtual financial freedom masterclass for the first 50 people that are saying, I'm putting my 100,000 right now to this investment. We are giving you that. And guess what happened again? If you say, oh, I want to also be a partner with LifePage, I want to be in the partnership. This also costs you money. But guess what we are going to do? We're going to give you this partnership for free. Now, this is what happened. Every time you give me 100,000, I give you 60, I give you 60,000 naira back. And I also give you 150, 23% on your 100,000 every year because you're invested in an asset. Are you going to reject that? Now, you can answer yes or yes, but the truth of the matter is, answer is, I'm not going to reject that because this belongs to me. Every decision you make today is going to change your life tomorrow. I want to ask you a question. Are you going to be a warning to your children? Because your children is going to watch this video very soon. And he said, Mom, when you listen to Tade Cash on Asset Code, when you listen to Mr. Clement on Wealth Creation Code, when you listen to Dr. Lumide Emmanuel on Entrepreneurial Code, Mommy, when you listen to Nia Desoya or on Peak Performance Code, when you listen to Samson Olatunde on Digital Code for Wealth Creation, what did you do? You see, it is only action that will set you free, not just listen to words. So today, it is an amazing opportunity. Go and do what we've said. Go to the page right away and make this thing happen for you. Go to the Million Homes right now and say, I have this 100,000. When you click the link, all the details on how to make the investment will come to you. If you want to go 100 miles, you have to start with a mile. So 100,000 is just a mile that you need to go. And if you're interested, you say, Tade, man, I don't want to do 100,000. I want to buy an apartment for myself. I think I need to live in the capital city of Lagos. Let me tell you, Orange Apartments is not one of those projects that is going to be built in the future. It is already built. It is already built. This is not hope. Hope is not a strategy. This is built, my friend. So go right now to the page. Go to the link below and said, I want it. Just go to the link below. I said, I want it. Click it and subscribe. It's going to change your life. It's going to change your life. Let me tell you, I'm not telling you what we have heard. We are telling you what we have done. And because if you want to change your life, you have to change your life. And this is how to change your life. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a lot of package for you today. And I believe that you are going to change your life for now. The next speaker is not going to be coming up right now. And I want you to listen to this information as they come. It's going to change you. Let me tell you that it's going to change you. Thank you.
Damilola Hassan is a wealth management enthusiast with over 14 years experience in the financial service sector. Prior to her foray into investment banking, Damilola worked with the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, where she acquired significant experience in policy advocacy, negotiations, and harmonization of public and private sector interests before joining Meristem Securities Limited in 2006. She currently heads the Wealth Management Division in Meristem and has comprehensive experience in investment advisory, portfolio management, marketing comms, and client relationship management. She will be speaking at this year's Global Wealth Creation Summit on Investment Code.
Hello. Yes. Good evening, everyone. And it's good to be here. I hope you can all hear me.
Yes, we can hear you. Good
Absolutely.
to have you today.
And good to see you again.
Same here.
How are you doing?
I'm
Okay.
so cool.
It's been very interesting so far. I mean, there's a lot has been said in the last few sessions over the last how many hours now since yesterday. And but we owe people a duty. We owe ourselves a duty, the duty of information. So when we owe ourselves to go, you now then owe yourself the duty of application. So it's not just enough to get informed. Anybody can contribute to informing you of opportunities, informing you of what you need to do. But then your own obligation now is to apply whatever information it is that you have received. So quickly, I'll be discussing the investment code. I'll try not to take you back to the classroom, but I believe that it's important for us to understand what investments are. It's a foundation, it's a bedrock. Understanding what investments are and your considerations when making an investment is very, very critical to you making the right decision as you grow, as you journey on the path of financial independence. So I'll quickly try to set the tone and clarify that savings is very much different from investments. It's easy to assume that we all know this, but allow me to just emphasize that. Savings is all about setting money aside, setting resources aside from time to time. It helps you to discipline yourself to keep aside, but it doesn't grow. As long as you save, it does not grow. Your money can only grow when you invest, when you put money into assets, because that is when it will yield returns for you. Savings will not protect you from inflation. So just imagine that you saved 25,000 naira every week, and you started that endeavor in 2015, and this is year 2020. Imagine what the value of that money would be, just bringing it out of your piggy bank or something, because you had been saving it and setting it aside. Now compare that to if you put it in an investment. So off the top of my head, let's work out an example. If you save 25,000 weekly for 5 years, straight up, if you just do that multiplication, 25K times 4 weeks in a month, times 12 months in a year, times 5 years, that gives you 6 million. Now, if that same amount is in any assets, any investment that is compounding, and you earn a conservative return of, let's even say, treasury bill rate or something, you will get about, within those same 5 years, you will get about 11.5 million. So what I'm just trying to underscore is that savings are very much different from investment. But do you need savings? Yes, because you need to set aside over time consciously. Okay, so let's jump into investments now. Broadly speaking, there are two types of investments. I would like to tell you that the non-financial investment is one type of investment, and then financial investment. So there are different categorizations, different classifications across the globe, because this is a global topic. But let's work with this too. Non-financial investments are largely talking about the investments you make in yourself, the investments you make in your career, in your education, to yield returns. Why do you go to school? Why do you learn a skill? Why do you pick up a trade? Why do you do the things that you do? Why do you go for a second degree, a third degree, a PhD? Because you want to enhance your value. You want your returns to increase. So you are investing, but it is a non-financial investment, because you're not investing in financial instruments. So On the other side, financial investments are typically your deliberate effort to put money in any form of asset with an expectation of returns. So when you put money in an asset with an expectation of returns, you are making a financial investment. And of course, the asset classes are varied. So you have a wide, large option of asset classes that you can consider. We'll talk briefly about those asset classes. We'll talk about the features of each of these asset classes, the risk involved in these asset classes, just so that you can make informed decision when you're making a choice. Can I quickly say this? Your children are not financial investments. Your children are not investments. Your children are financial costs, not investments. So I want parents who say things like they are investing in their children and they put their own lives aside completely under the guise of investing in their children. A quick question I would like to ask you: are you actually expecting returns? Are you saying that at some point in time in the future, your children will pay a certain fixed return or a certain return to you? So I know this can be controversial, but by and large, approach it as whatever investment you make in your children is a financial cost. It's an obligation because you're a responsible parent, but they are not your financial investment. You still have the responsibility to provide for yourself in retirement. You have the responsibility to cater yourself into your ripe old age. But I pray that they would be there to support, they will be there to take care of you, not because it is a burden on them, like what we call the black, what we know as the black tax, but because you have done good to them and they're bringing returns to you. So just to address that, your children are not your financial investment. So quickly, as you start your investment journey, or as you appraise your investment journey, it's important that you ask yourself, what are my investment objectives? Why do I want to invest? What are the specific goals in mind? If you've been listening to Tade Cash, Clement, everybody speaking so far, even if you didn't have reasons to invest, they have whet your appetite. They've given you enough reasons to want to invest because you want to make something of yourself. You want to become a better person. You want to become empowered so that you can be a blessing to other people as well. So but you as an individual, you need to define your investment objectives. Why am I investing? The second thing you need to do is to determine your realities. What is my current situation? So if I want to invest, I should ask myself, how long do I want to invest? I should also ask myself, what are my liquidity needs? What are the things that I need? How often will I need money? How often will I need to fall back on my investments? How often? So that's an important question you also need to ask yourself. The third thing, so I said the first thing is how long. The second thing is your liquidity need. How much can you set apart? How much would you need from time to time? The third thing is you need to define your risk appetite. Now, your risk appetite should be based on your reality. Oftentimes, people define their risk appetite based on their desire, their strong desire to make money, their strong desire to generate returns. But it's not just about your desire to generate returns. It is also about your ability to take risk. What is your capacity? What at this point in time, what is your risk capacity like? And you can determine that by taking a closer look at your age. How old are you? Your age has a lot of has a role to play in determining what your risk appetite is. Your income level. So the things you can do as a Mr. A who earns $1,000 a month are very different from what a Mr. B who earns $10,000 a month can do. Also, you need to look at your liabilities. You need to look at your dependents. So all of those things would go into the mix of considering what your risk appetite is. So remember what I said. It is not just about your willingness to take risks, but it's important that you determine your ability to take risks, because that's what really matters. Let me also quickly drop this. Risk and returns are two best friends. They follow each other. So every time you hear of returns, just know that there's some level of associated risk with it. Now, risks are a defined part of life. You cannot shy away from risk. Otherwise, you will not put out your money. You would only just wake up and watch your money every day. You have to take risk. And that's why you have to demand for an equivalent level of returns to match the risk that you are taking. So note, anytime anybody is bringing an unbelievable return to you, telling you about a particular investment, and they're giving you returns that you know within your deep knowing that this return is significantly high, you should ask them, so what are the risks? You should automatically know that the risk to that investment will be high. Let me quickly jump to my next point. We'll still talk a bit more about the different types of risk that you should consider. So now we've talked about investment, and we said that to execute an investment, you have to put your money into an asset class. Let me quickly run through the asset classes that we have, and these are global standards, global definitions. Number one on my list will be equities. Equities remain a very strong asset class, and that's talking about you buying shares, regardless of the company, regardless of the what you need to have certain things in mind when you are considering investing in equities. We'll still go into that in a bit. The second asset class is fixed income as an asset class. So those are investments that you make and you earn an income that is fixed, that is defined. Bonds, commercial papers, treasury bills, mutual funds, the returns that you earn on those investments are fixed. So that's why they are called fixed income asset classes. Then, of course, you have real estate. In some climes, real estate is grouped along what we call the alternative investment class. But here in Nigeria, real estate is a strong and formidable asset class such that you can't but take it out of that alternative investment box and make it stand on its own as an asset class. So investment in real estate can be a direct investment by buying the properties yourself. It can be by securitization, that's buying security notes on those real estate properties. It can be by investing in real estate investment trust schemes and all of that. And then, of course, you have alternative investments. That's the fourth category. Anything at all from private equity to venture capital, commodity trading. They are what we call the non-traditional asset classes. You can invest in those alternative investments. Quickly to look at the features of these assets and the associated risk. I'll run through this four. For equities, they are typically long-term. So why are we looking at these features? I've said that you need to consider your current reality. You need to, before you make an investment, you need to examine what your situation is. So it's important that we know the features of these asset classes so that you can align these features and the risk with your current situation and then take an investment decision. So for equities, they are typically long-term. A lot of times people make the mistake of putting short-term funds into equities and then they get burnt. So that is not healthy. You need to ensure that if you're putting money in equities, you should have a long-term investment horizon. However, you may have the opportunity to exit within a short period. Opportunities like that will always come. I mean, sometime February this year in Nigeria here, banks are listed, are companies listed on the Nigerian Stock Exchange. And let me give an example of Zenith Bank. So if you bought sometimes in March, if you bought, you could buy 1 unit of Zenith Bank at 11 naira, Nigerian naira. And at about sometime in May, May, early June, Zenith Bank actually traded at 17 naira. So even if you had gone into equities for long term, you bought at 11 naira. If you see it trading at 15, 16, 17 naira within a short period of time, that's an opportunity for you to cash out and to take advantage of the capital gain. So emphasis is that equities are long-term investments. They are not capital intensive. So when you're looking at your liquidity, how much money do I have? What can I do? You should consider the capital intensity of the asset that you're looking to put money into. Equities also help you to hedge against inflation. but as you do that, as you hedge against inflation, you also need to know that there are risks associated with investing in equities. And what a major risk is volatility risk. That is the price of those shares that you bought can fluctuate. And this happens in all of the major markets across the globe. So you have, if you follow the news, you come to understand that sometimes you've made those investments, and then the value of the shares that you've bought, they've gone to a certain level, and then at some point the value has come down. So let me quickly run through the other asset classes and highlight a few features and the associated risks. Fixed income is the second asset class. Features of the fixed income asset class, they're typically short, medium, and long term. It can be anything because they cut across different instruments, but they are also usually not capital intensive. However, you face the risk of inflation. You face inflation risk because more often than not, they do not hedge against inflation. What do I mean? So when you put money in fixed income as an asset class, it means that you are putting safety over every other thing, safety over significant growth. Because when your investment is yielding a return that is below the inflation, it's a negative return because if inflation is 13% and your investment is giving you 4%, just like you have treasury bills, 3-4% at the moment, you need to look at that difference. You are not hedged against inflation, so your money is actually losing value, even though you are earning a return on it. Real estate, as an asset class, features, it can be medium to long term. It depends on what exactly it is that you're looking at. Real estate is often capital intensive, except if, of course, you have indirect holding in real estate, just like you're being offered now. And then if you also take advantage of securitization. So security notes could be developed from a real estate investment that can give you the opportunity to invest in real estate with a lower amount of capital. The risk associated with real estate will include liquidity risk. So if you put money in real estate and you need to take out, you run into troubled waters and you need cash, you can't sell the roof or the first floor of your 2-story building. I mean, so that's a problem with real estate in terms of the liquidity risk. So you need to consider all of these things, and as you take on investment. For those of us in developing economies, we also need to understand that there's an additional layer of risk for every investment we make, which is the currency risk. As long as your investments are denominated in your local currency, you face that risk. So you should also put in the basket of your investment any instrument that would help you to mitigate that currency risk. So, I mean, you could have a bit of exposure into dollar investments. Yeah, so having mentioned all of this, it's important that we understand that to approach investment generally, you need to look at the basket. What am I putting money into? How thinly spread or how concentrated are my investments? It's not wise if you do not diversify your investments portfolio. So if you do not diversify, it means that you have simply put all your eggs in one basket, and whatever happens to that particular asset class will have a significant impact on your investment. So I'll leave you with 4 things as I round up. Always diversify your investment portfolio. When I say diversify, I mean that you should consciously expose yourself to different asset classes, but you can grow into that. So if your funds are limited, diversification is challenging, except you go into things like mutual funds and all of that. You can ask questions about that later. But in essence, diversifying gives you the opportunity to put your eggs in different baskets and ensure that those asset classes do not have the same features, so that you do not face a concentration risk. That's very important. Also, as you invest, it's important that you do not follow the bandwagon. So the fact that you hear, hey, this is what is raining now, everybody is doing this, you run there. Everybody is doing that, you run there. Yes, you may get away with it, but you can't get away with that all the time. So it's important that you are careful of how you invest. Don't invest without the basic knowledge. That's the third thing I'll leave you with. Gather some bit of knowledge. If you don't know it, don't go near it. And am I saying become an expert at it? No. But all I'm saying is that get a certain level of knowledge that can help you to keep your head above water. So they're telling you, invest in Bitcoin, invest in equities. I've said some things about equities now. It doesn't mean that you should just pick up your checkbook and then jump into equities. Try to get a bit of information, on that asset class, such that at least you can follow the trend, you can follow what is happening with your investment. You are not totally in the dark and just acting because they have said so. They have said we should do this. So, and the fourth thing is money. Cash is a major asset. You shouldn't leave it idle, but you should not run out of it. So it's important, even as a business person, as an individual who is on a 9-to-5 job, whatever it is that you do, cash is king. I've seen situations where, because people run into cash problems, that is not even up to 10% of the worth of their assets. They've had to liquidate very good assets just because they ran into troubled waters with cash. So it's important that you find a healthy balance to all of these things, and so I'll leave it there, because I know that we have a lot of questions. I'm hoping that we can take all the questions during the question and answer time. But what is important that you should remember is that the decision to do all of these things lies with you. No matter the level of information anybody brings to you, you have the responsibility to apply all of that information. And I'll round it up and leave you with a Chinese proverb that I love to quote. It says that the best time to plant a bamboo tree was 20 years ago, and the second best time is now. So what are you what decisions are you making now? When do you want to start planting your own bamboo tree? Thank you, everyone.
Wow. Mrs. Damilola Zan, it's a wonderful time hearing you again. Awesome. It's please, before you go, please drop your comment on the YouTube channel, like it and drop your comment so that we can answer the question that you have. We would love you to drop your comment, whatever is confusing, whatever is intriguing, whatever you need clarity on, please drop it so that at the time of question and answer, you can properly be educated. Thank you so much, Ma. The amazing moment you have shared with us about, I love the line that says, risks and returns are good best friend. I mean, I love that line. Your risks and returns are good best friend. And I also love the lines when you said that people should invest based on their own realities, not just their desire. It's an amazing point. And this is really, really what I want you to know, Maja, today, a lot of my people, we have a lot of questions for you. So be ready for us. Please. Yeah, be ready for us.
We're together.
Okay, yeah. So we are going to be asking you a lot of questions. And it's important. I want to ask you one question before you go. What's your perspective about real estate? You said it a few minutes ago, and I love the word you use, formidable, especially in the terrain like ours. But what will you say about people investing in real estate, especially as regards to us in Life Page right now? What do you say about real estate? What will you say people should watch out for right now?
Yeah, so real estate will always remain a solid investment, a solid asset class to hedge against inflation over a period of time. So typically investments that help you to hedge against inflation are very good investments, because as long as you can hedge inflation, then your money is actually growing. So the value of your money is increasing. What you can buy with a certain amount of money, if it doesn't grow at the level where the economy is depreciating, where inflation is eating into the economy, then there's a mismatch. So that's where real estate comes into play. And typically, real estate investments are capital intensive. Oftentimes, another thing that I didn't mention is that apart from the liquidity risk of real estate, security is a risk, documentation is a risk, and that's peculiar to our terrain. So typically, when you have real estate investment companies, when you have companies like Life Page who putting together real estate opportunities, it saves you that bit of security and documentation risk, because you now do not have the responsibility to tackle the land grabbers and all of that. So
Awesome.
it's a good way out. Then, because they are typically capital intensive, when you see an opportunity to enter the real estate investment market with reduced capital, more often than not, it's a good opportunity that you should take a closer look at. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much for that line of thought. It's amazing. I really have learned a lot today. I'm so happy, and I strongly believe that most people have learned so much too. We're going to bring you on for the question and answer in just a jiffy. Thank you so much, Ma. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And ladies and gentlemen, it's important that you are learning and you go to, drop your comments. It's very important on the YouTube page. Drop your comment on the Life Page Global. You need to drop your comment. It is very important on all our social media handle. Remember that you need to go to all our social media handle right now. On Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, and follow us. It's very important that you do all of these things right now. And also remember to follow, the main convener of today's program at the person of Oladipupo Climb on social media. It's very, very important. Remember my gift. The gift still remains today. The gift of the first, 100 people, 50 to 100 people that are giving us their money right now to invest minimum of 100,000. Remember what my sister said about when you are investing, you can invest and have a negative return. It is not enough to have return. You must have a positive return. If you're investing in Nigeria today and you can't get a return that is above 13%, it is a negative return. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a good news. For every 100,000 that you give us, you are going to be making a return of a 23%. And this is an actual return. Why did I say so? Because you are investing in what is solid. My billionaire mentor will always say to me, he said, Tade, if you want to get rich, make sure that you invest in what will make you get rich for sure. And one of the things I have found out in my 14 years of actively investing is that I invest in what is for sure. One of those things is real estate. Real estate will help you. Real estate will keep you. Real estate will protect you. This is what we need you to do. And this is why you need to remember that our virtual stuff, virtual financial freedom masterclass is going to be free for the first 50 persons. And by the way, for some of you also that would like to come and be part of the virtual financial freedom masterclass, and you would like to register for it straight, guess what happened? You can register for it. If you do that today, the early bird, which is going to be valid till on the 10th of July. But I want you to do something. It's 50,000, but we're giving you as an early bird for 10,500. But guess what the good news is? I want you to copy the number on the page and go to the link to sign up. All you need to sign up right now. Within the next 24 hours, it's just 5,000 naira. Sign up. Guess what happened? I'm going to be there live. Some of you, most of you, everywhere, you've never seen me before. You're going to also see me in the Virtual Financial Freedom Masterclass. I'm going to tell you what you cannot Google. My mentor says there are information you can Google. Somebody out to tell you. All right? We'll be telling you something that you cannot Google. Somebody has to tell you. So if you come to Virtual Financial Freedom Masterclass, you are going to learn, not just learning, you are going to connect. Not just connected, you're going to be shown the tools that can make you financially free. Let me tell you, financial freedom is a system, not a secret. And in this masterclass, it's going to change your life. Remember, also, one of the things is the millionaire homes. Million homes exist for you. Million homes exist for you. Ladies and gentlemen, have you registered a million homes? Have you made your investment today? Have you, 100,000, 200,000 will get you up for 50% return on investment. Let me tell you what my sister said today. Putting money, saving is not investment. Saving is putting money aside. But the money you put aside have to be put into investment to set you apart. If you want to be set apart, if you want to have a financial freedom, you have to invest the money that you have set aside. You are not investing to get rich quickly, you are investing to get rich surely. So, ladies and gentlemen, Million Homes will help you to fund your living. Ladies and gentlemen, do you want to be like me? I have more than 500 apartments in the city. To be modest, more than 500 apartments in the city that produce money for me day in and out. If you want to have that kind of experience, there's only one way you can have it right now. Guess what happened? Go to Million Homes. Go to Million Homes right now and register so that you can collect rental income for the rest of your life. Ladies and gentlemen, it's important that you do that. It's important that you do that. It's important. Oh, by the way, you may be listening to me and you said you want to have an apartment. Tadi, I love these, I love this thing. I love this thing. I don't have all the money. That is why we have introduced you to Million Homes today. You can see the link. Go on that link right now. 100,000 can set you free. 100,000 can begin a new journey for you today. I need you to do this right now. Right now. It is proper to put your money in an asset that will make you to prosper. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to do this. It's time to do this. It's time to do this. Hearing will not set you free, but doing will. Do something today. You tell me, Tadi, I don't even have all the money, but I want to make this investment. Do you know something? You can start right today by dropping just 20,000 naira. Go to the link on the Millionaire Homes and start today. Drop 20,000 naira and you can pay up the 100K in the next couple of weeks, a month. And when you have done that, your investment will begin to count for you. The moment your investment is done to 100,000 or 200,000, depending on which of them you want to do, the least you can do is 200K. You can do $1 million. Can you imagine 50% in 24 months on $1 million? That's 240K. That is how much. Can somebody tell me what is a 50% of, that is 500,000 naira, ladies and gentlemen. That is 500K. Guess what happened? You make it whether you are a family man that is with your wife, you are a student that is on campus, wherever you are, the money is working for you. Let me tell you, money works faster than you. If you're wise enough, make sure that you put your money to work for you. Ladies and gentlemen, that is why LifePage exists. Go to all our social media platforms right now and follow us. Go to all of our social media handle right now and follow us. What about a comment? Are you making a comment? What about your question? Do you have a question for us? What question do you have for us? What question do you have for us? Drop your comment. Drop your comment today. Follow us and drop your comment. Like all our YouTube page. Like it right away. Please drop your questions in the comment section. We want you to drop your question because we want you to get clarity. I asked my mentor once upon a time, many years ago. I said, sir, I am tired of being broke and being poor. I want to be rich. You know what he said to me? You know what my mentor said to me? He said, Tadi, if you want to be rich, you have to buy asset. You have to spend your money to buy asset. And I said to him, I don't know what asset means. He said, asset is whatever you own that is a tool that other people can pay you to use, whether you are alive there. Let me tell you, this real estate you are buying today is an asset to you, but it's a tool to someone. Somebody is going to live in that apartment. The person that lives in that apartment is going to pay rent. You see, from those rent that are being paid, you are going to earn money. You see, my mentor said to me, Tadi, if you want to be rich, invest in production, not in speculation. So today you are investing in producing accommodation for other people, and you're going to make money for it. Have you registered? Have you dropped the money? This is the right thing to do today. Stop, looking rich and start becoming rich. I may not look it, but I am rich. Mr. Clement may not look it, but he is rich. Dr. Lumide Emmanuel may not look it, but he's rich. You don't need to make noise to make money. You just need to make the right decision. The right decision today is to go to the button below. Million Homes, go to Orange Apartment and say, I need this apartment. I need this apartment today. I want to buy this apartment. I want to invest in this apartment. I want to earn income. I don't have all the money, but I want to have, I have 100,000. I have 200,000. I can't even afford the 200,000 immediately because even my salary is not up to 200,000. But I can pay up this money in the next couple of weeks. So what does that mean to me? It means that I can do that right away. By doing that now, it can change your life. Remember, the number of people that invest 100K in the next 24 hours is going to have scholarship from us. We're giving you 2 gifts. Guess what the gift is? We're going to give you access to Financial Freedom Masterclass. That masterclass is worth 50,000 naira. We're going to give you a free ticket into a lifetime, into a partnership with a Life Page company. That partnership worth 10,000 naira for subscription, and that is 60K. And I'm telling you, I'm going to give you 60K gift for 100K that you invest with us right now. Excuse me, you can't beat that, ladies and gentlemen. You can't beat this opportunity. So what do you need to do? Go right now. Do you want to see me? Do you want to ask me any question? Do you want to ask Mr. Clement any question? You said, Tade, how do you make your first million when you are 28 years old? Do you want me to show you the pattern? Go right now and invest the 100K minimum. If you do that, you're going to see me live. You're going to see me live. I'm going to show up. You're going to ask me any of this question in this virtual class. I'm going to tell you raw. It's going to be real. You want to see my friend Samson? You want him to show you how to build that? Make the investment of in your hand can set you up right now. So do something. Do something today. Ladies and gentlemen, do something today. It's going to set you free. It's going to set you free. Have you clicked on the YouTube? Have you gone to the Million Homes? Have you gone to the Orange Apartment? Ladies and gentlemen, I don't care what your age is. I don't care what your age is. Early is cheap, late is expensive. It's good to do that. You see, a parent is watching this today. You are in Australia, you are in Sweden, and you're asking, how can I be part of this investment? This money is nothing to me. I can be part of this investment. I want to be part of this investment. Tadi, how can I be part of this investment? Go into Million Homes, register with us right now. We're going to give you all the details. We're going to show you how to be part of this investment, and you can start with us right today. It doesn't take time to be rich. You only take the right.
Dr. Olumide Oladapo Emmanuel, popularly known as the Common Sense Guru, is no doubt one of the world's leading relationship experts, motivational speakers, and wealth creation agents. He is a man of multiple grace whose influence spreads across the religious and secular arena, with local and international awards to show for it. He is a best-selling author of over 30 books, both from self-published platforms and world-renowned publishing houses. His books are well celebrated worldwide, with 8 of them already translated in other languages. Dr. Olumide Emmanuel will be speaking at the Global Wealth Creation Summit on Wealth Preservation and Entrepreneurial Code for Wealth.
You're welcome, sir. We can't hear you, sir. We're not hearing you, sir. No, not at all, sir. Okay. Oh. Can you hear me, sir? Wow. Hello, Prince. All right, so please, let's stay tuned till we sort that out very quickly. Those are part of the things we need to grapple with in this part of the world. All right, technology is still something we are still trying to master in this part of the world. It can only get better. It's getting better already. We are leveraging, we are going borderless, all right, with technology. And so please, if you're not already following us, you want to do that right away till Dr. Lumide Emmanuel comes back online. All right. So you want to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Life Page Global, at Million Homes AFR, at Oladipupo Clem. You do well to do that, to follow that link, that follow us on those platforms immediately. And then you also want to click on the subscribe button. For those of you who have been part of this program since yesterday, I have a good news for you, right? I have a good news for you. All the replays will be made available, but it's coming at a cost, right? The team has already prepared that it's going to go for 20,000 naira. But for those of you who are interested, we'll be giving 50% discount just for those who pay within the next 24 hours. 50% discount. All right. And the account details will be shared with you. If you pay today, you get all the total package from yesterday, all the speakers, all of that. The replays will be made available for you on, if you make payments within the next 24 hours. You're welcome, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. Can you hear me now?
Loud and clear, sir. Loud and clear.
Okay. It's been amazing from one session
Yes,
to the other. And I'm saying that everyone connected to this summit, no one has an excuse to remain a failure. No one has an excuse to remain poor, because you cannot say you were not told. You cannot say you are not aware. And I'm so excited from your summary at the beginning to the session on asset code by Tade, to the digital code by Samson, and then to the investment code by Dami. It's just been amazing. So let's wrap it all up now, because I want to wrap it up today as we look at the wealth preservation code for wealth, because at the end of it all, we want to bring you into a place of transgenerational wealth. We want to bring you into a place where you have wealth in perpetuity, where it becomes a generational wealth, a generational blessing. In this part of the world, we are so used to generational curses, but it's time to begin to have understanding that there is a dimension called generational blessing and generational wealth. So I want to talk to you about the wealth creation, wealth preservation code. Now, the book, The School of Money, the module, everything I'm sharing is on the School of Money. So if you don't have this book, you need to get a copy of the book. The wealth preservation code is in chapter 45, and that's what we're going to be looking at right now. Now, everyone listening to me right now, you know, or you have heard of either one, two, or more people that used to be very rich, but now they are no more rich. You know of people that used to have money, but now they don't have money. You know of people whose father was a rich man, whose grandfather was a rich man, and today they are telling you stories of how their father used to be in London and in America. They are telling you stories of how their grandfather had this and had that. And today, many of them are not as rich as they used to be. A close study of our environment today will help us realize that hardly will you see a family where wealth has been transferred from one generation to the other, to the other, to the other. For instance, now when you look at a lot of people today, you find out that they are more or less like first generation wealthy. They are the first generation of people that are coming into wealth. Many of you listen to me right now. If your father was rich, it's possible that your grandfather was poor. Many of you listen to me right now. If you are rich, it's possible that your own father was a poor man. So many of us are richer than our father. Many of us, our fathers were richer than our grandfather. But there are many people right now that cannot look back and see wealth beyond 2-3 generations. Many of you listen to me right now, you can't say, oh, my great-grandfather was a billionaire, my grandfather was a billionaire, my father was a billionaire, and now I'm a billionaire. So it simply means that many of us are first-generation wealthy people. And where your ancestors has failed you, you cannot afford to fail your descendants. So therefore, as we are talking to you about creating wealth, we need to ensure that you are positioned in such a way that you are building a generational wealth, not a time-bound wealth that will expire after a while, so that your children and your grandchildren will be able to look back at your life and realize that because you came, their life were better than what it would have been without you. And that's why I want to look at this issue of wealth preservation code. Now, there are 7 things that I've itemized in the module on wealth preservation that I want to unveil to you today. Number 1, you must have a vision of wealth preservation and generational wealth. You must have a vision for generational wealth, listing and listing wealth. Nothing just happens. If it's going to be, it's up to you. An object will remain stagnant until a force is applied. Your life will remain the same way it is until you do something meaningful about it. If wishes were horses, beggars will ride. Hope is not a strategy. You have heard that Tade has repeated that today. Hope is not, I plan to, I hope to, I intend to. No. 1,000 good intention is not as powerful as one action. So the first thing is you must have a vision of wealth preservation. You must have a vision of generational wealth. So it must be a vision to say, look, I want to be wealthy and I want to build wealth for generations. Not all this, I need money to eat. I need money so that I can take care of myself and my family. That is myopic. That is limited. That is not perpetuity. That is not the perpetual. So if you are thinking of money so that you can wear clothes, buy shoe, buy car, pay rent, so that you can show them, then you are not, that's not what we're talking about. We are talking about a wealth that transcends your lifetime. We are talking about you building wealth so that your children's children and generations after you will continue to benefit from it. So it begins with a vision. It begins with a vision. So you must have a vision of wealth preservation. You must have a vision of generational wealth. So you must be deliberate and intentional about wealth preservation to say, look, I want to preserve wealth beyond myself. And in order to preserve wealth beyond myself, then it cannot be shoe and clothes and I want to, no, it has to be something that will outlive me. And then you need to understand that many times when we talk about generational cost, most of what we call generational cost is a generational choice, is a generational decision. When your grandfather decided to use his money to marry 8 wives and have 24 children, it's because he made a choice. When your father decided not to buy land and build a house, when his mates were buying houses and building land, buying land and building houses. When your grandfather decided that instead of building a house, he's going to buy Volkswagen or he's going to buy Peugeot 304. Today, the Volkswagen is gone, the Peugeot is gone. The land he refused to buy, the house he refused to buy is nowhere to be found. So the decisions and the choices that people before you have made is where we are today. If your grandfather had built a house, by now you will have a house to inherit. So where your ancestors has failed you, you cannot afford to fail your descendants. So number 1 is you must have what? A vision of generational wealth. You must have a vision of wealth preservation. Number 2, you must understand what true wealth is. Understand what true wealth is. Many times when we talk about wealth, people are thinking money. Wealth is beyond money. Wealth is beyond money. Family is wealth. Having a happy home, having wonderful children, that is wealth. Health is wealth. Making sure that your health is intact. Having the right values is wealth. Having the right relationship around you is wealth. So true wealth is value-based and asset-based. True wealth is what? Value-based and asset-based. So when we talk about wealth, you can have money and you are not wealthy. You may have 10 million now. If you are sick and you need 10 million per annum to keep yourself alive, you are a poor man. You may have 100 million now. If you have a health challenge that requires $10,000 per month, you are a poor man. So it is not only about money. So you must understand, in order to build generational wealth, you must understand what true wealth is, so that you won't spend all your life pursuing money to the detriment of your family, pursuing money to the detriment of your health, pursuing money to the detriment of your value. A lot of people, all in the name of money, 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 they want to climb the ladder of success. And they finish climbing only to discover that the ladder is leaning on the wrong wall. A lot of people, whatever they want to do, they want to become the hush puppies of 2020. They want to make money, Gucci, Prada. At the end of the day, they end up in shame. So you need to understand that it's not just about money, 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 money. Because if you want to do anything to get money, you will end up losing yourself. So people do every kind of stuff to get money. When they finally get to the top, they don't even recognize themselves anymore because they have lost themselves. So number 2 is what? Understand what true wealth is. Take care of your wife. Take care of your children. Take care of your husband. Take care of your relationship. Take care of your family. Take care of the relationships in your life. These are true wealth. You can have all the money in this world. When there's nobody to spend it with trouble, take care of your health. A lot of people are lost their health in pursuit of wealth. And when they finally make money, they now want to use the money to buy back their health. So health is wealth, family is wealth, relationship is wealth, value is wealth, then assets is wealth. So don't just gather money, gather assets. That's what Tade Cash is talking about. You have 100 million in the account with inflation. If we change all your 100 million naira to pounds, are you rich? If we change all your money to dollar, are you rich? You have 100 million as at February. Dollar was 360. Now dollar is 450, 460, and your money is losing value. Whereas if you have put that money in real estate, no matter what is happening, real estate will hedge against inflation. Real estate will give you cash flow. Real estate will continue to appreciate regardless of the economic climate. COVID or no COVID, the value of your landlord's house is still increasing. It's you that don't have money to pay rent, and they will send you away and bring somebody else that can pay. But the property is still there, and the rent will continue to increase, and the value of the property will continue to increase. Number 3, you want to have preservation of wealth. Number 3, establish multiple streams of income. Establish multiple streams of income. There are different kinds of income, and Samson mentioned that they are all from the School of Money book. He mentioned that there is a one-time stream where you labor once and you get return once. There is a once and always stream where you labor once, but for that one labor, you continue to get return. And there is a free flow where instead of you laboring, it is money that goes to work for you. So instead of you working hard for money, money is the one working hard for you. So you need to move into multiple streams of income, not multiple struggle. A lot of people are involved in multiple struggles and they think they're involved in multiple streams. No, you must move from hand income to residual income and move into that free flow dimension. So what do I mean by that? If, for instance, you are working as a teacher, you earn salary as a teacher, but apart from that, you have a car, and when you are going to work in the morning, you use the car to do cabo or taxi. On your way back home, you do the same thing. On weekends, you collect clothes from different people. So you sell clothes during the weekend. You put it in your boots, take it to your church, to your meetings. So you are making money as a teacher. You are making money as a driver. You are making money as a cloth seller. That is 3 realms of income. But all those 3 realms of income all fall under one category of income. That is what is called multiple struggles. Because in order for you to make money as a teacher, you have to be there. In order for you to make money driving, you have to be there. In order for you to make money selling those clothes, you have to be there. So that means when we remove you from the equation, all the sources of income will crumble. So many people think, my father, we had money. When my father now died, all the money disappeared. No, your father did not have money. He was a struggler. He was involved in multiple struggles. And the very minute he died, all the income stream died because they were all under once and only. They were all under end income. A lot of people think their husband is rich because the man is working in vain. Do they wake up early in the morning? They come back late at night to come and eat the bread of sorrow. They are jumping from place to place in the rat race. Oh, working from here, working from there. Saturday, walk. Sunday, walk. At the end of the day, when the man died, money stopped. So you must understand that multiple streams of income is you having assets in different dimensions that produces income and cash flow for you, whether you are working or not. And now when we talk about multiple streams of income, there are 5 dimensions to multiple streams. Number 1 dimension is you must make sure that you have your money in assets that produces cash flow. That's number 1. You must make sure that you have your money in assets that produces cash flow. So whether you are there or not, the cash flow is flowing. Number two, you must make sure that you have your investment in diverse sectors of the economy. Don't put all your money only in one sector of the economy. Yesterday, I shared with you about 17 different sectors that you can invest in. So make sure you have money in all the different sectors. If you have money only in real estate and you don't have money in farming or food, you don't have money in health, when something goes wrong, you may be stranded. But when you have money in all the different sectors, it's another way of multiple streams of income. Number three, you need to have investment in different geographical region. Have investment in different geographical region. So when all your, for instance, now in Nigeria now, when this lockdown started, Lagos, Abuja, and Ogun State were separated from many parts of the country. So even though Lagos, Abuja, and Ogun State have been on different levels of lockdown, there are many places now where business are going on. So if you have investment in other parts of Nigeria or in other parts of this Africa, you will realize that everything will not be on lockdown at the same time. Number four, you need to have investment in different currency. All this, I have this, I have that, I have that. And everything you have is in Naira. It's an error. If you are going to preserve wealth, you must move beyond Naira. That is why we don't talk about being a global millionaire in Naira. For you to be a global millionaire, wealth in the world is denominated in dollars. So you must move beyond all this Naira. You must begin to think of how to have investment in pounds, in dollars, in different currencies. Because the value of Naira and the value of the currency in your country can mess you up. So that is number three, and there's so much that can be said, but you need to get the book, the School of Money book. Everything is in the book. Go to my website, odumidemmanuel.org, get all the different details of all the different things that you need to get, and it will help you. Let me move on. Number four, choose and train your successor. If you are going to preserve wealth and perpetuate wealth, you must choose and train your successor. Listen to me. Success without a successor is a successful failure. There are a lot of people that have made money, but when their children grow up, they mess up the whole money. There are people today that you know, they were rich, but their children are poor. Where is all the money they had? Their children could not continue. So in order for there to be transgenerational wealth, every generation must be a generating generation. Now, when it comes to wealth creation and preservation, the first generation is a generating generation. But what happens is that by the time the second generation come up, instead of generating, they become a maintenance generation. Oh, let us preserve what daddy has done. Oh, let us preserve what mommy has done. Oh, so they are so concerned about preserving the legacy of their fathers, the legacy of their parents, that they don't generate anything for themselves. And by the time the third generation now comes, the third generation is an entitlement generation, because now your father is rich. So let's look at it. Your father is a rich man. And then in raising you, they raised you with comfort. So you became so comfortable that you didn't need to struggle for many things. And the question is, why will you work? So many times that second generation just wants to maintain what the first generation has done. And that's where the error starts from. And by the time you are now giving birth to your own children, they start entering business class from the womb. They don't know what it means to enter economy or suffer. So they don't even, the only place they see poverty is on television and in documentary. So they don't even realize that they are privileged. They don't know what it means to create wealth. So they become an entitled generation. And by the time we get to that third generation, the wealth is dead. So in order for wealth to be perpetuated, every generation must become a generating generation. So first generation will generate. The second generation will preserve what the first generation has generated while generating their own also. Then the third generation will preserve what the two generations have generated while generating their own also. So you need to choose and train your successor. Your children must be well trained, well schooled. You must school them with moral, because true wealth is value. So if you give them money without morals, you give them valuables without value, there will be trouble. Money without morals, valuable without value, will lead in a catastrophe. And you cannot preserve wealth like that. So choose your successor. Forget all this male and female dichotomy. Whether it is the female that is more visionary, choose your female. Whether firstborn, secondborn, forget that. So don't choose them by gender. It's not a male or female issue. Don't also choose them by age. It's not a firstborn, secondborn issue. And one other thing you might need to do is don't also choose them by blood. It may not be your blood. It may be somebody that has been under you, that you have that have caught it, that can help you take your wealth to the next generation. And then you need to begin to think also of trusts and think of making sure that you use trust and outsource. Now, Dami spoke about a lot of things, and you can contact her on how they can help you set up a trust. Because sometimes you may not even need to hand over anything to your children. If they don't have the desire to operate in that dimension, just put everything in a trust or hand it over to the third generation so that the generation after you will still have to develop their own. Let me rush because of time. All these things are in the School of Money book, so you can get it and get more. Number five, guard your health. Guard your health. Guard your health. In wealth preservation, I told you before, true wealth is relationship, that's your family, and network is what? Your health, your values, and then assets. So it's not just money. So guard your health. A lot of you listen to me right now. As you are starting this journey, make sure that you guard your health. Make sure that you guard your health. If you don't guard your health, you get into trouble, because health is wealth. And health is beyond physical. Guard your mental health, guard your emotional health, guard your spiritual health, guard your physical health, and guard your moral health, so that you will be healthy to enjoy the money, not that you will mess up your life. By the time you are now in your 60s and 65, 70, they will now tell you can't eat salt, you can't eat sugar, you can't eat egg, you can't eat rice. What are you now going to eat? If you have labor, and when you are supposed to be enjoying, they say you cannot eat anything, you can't eat pepper, you can't eat this one. Wait till you go come chop. So all these things are very, very important. Number 6, because of time, I have 5 minutes more. Number 6 is establish a legacy by giving back. Establish a legacy by giving back. Make sure you know where your money is going. Establish a legacy by giving back. Giving is living. Life is all about generosity. So we are not telling you about get rich quick scheme so that you can buy car, buy house. No. That is myopic thinking. Money is not only about you having a house, car. How many houses can you live in? How many cars can you drive? How many beds can you sleep on? You can't drive 2 cars at once. You can't sleep on 2 at once. So money, preserving wealth, is about building a legacy. So make sure you give back. Immortalize your existence. Set up memorials. Give grants. Establish trust. Establish foundation. Establish all kinds of things to take care of people, so that people's scholarship, taking care of the less privileged, because people are more important. People are more important than profit. People are more important than prestige. People are more important than properties. And finally, give God his rightful place. Give God his rightful place. Let me tell you something. With COVID-19, if you still doubt that there is a God, then you are all men most miserable. The word of God declares the fool have said in his heart that there is no God. Only fools denies the existence of a creator. So no matter what you do, make sure you give God his rightful place, because you can have all the shares in this world, buy all the real estate in this world. With COVID-19 now, you know that calamity can come. One earthquake can wipe things out. One crisis, they can burn down a lot of things. You can be staying, you will be alive tomorrow. And before you know, you sleep tonight, you are not waking up tomorrow. So make sure you understand that there is a spiritual dimension. You are either in the secret court or you are in the secret place. And when you connect to the Creator, he will connect you to wealth in perpetuity, because he is a transgenerational God, God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He's a generational God, and he can now connect you to that generational dimension of him, so that you can also walk in that dimension. So make sure that as you have come to this summit, you are not thinking of yourself alone. You are thinking of wealth preservation, so that generations after you will have something. And that is why you need to plug into Million Homes. That is why you need to plug into Million Homes and the Orange Apartment. Your grandfather did not buy a house. Your father did not buy a house. Your grandfather did not build a house. Now you have started. Abba, Your grandfather was not a landlord. Your father was not a landlord. Is this the way you will continue to? Ordinary one plot you can't buy. Even if you cannot buy a house, can't you invest 100,000, 200,000, 500,000 into a pot so that you can begin to earn return? Listen to me. The word poor is P-O-O-R, passing over opportunities repeatedly. And a lot of people remain poor, not because the opportunity did not come, but because they did not take action. So take action today, because 1,000 good intention is not as powerful as one action. And as you take action, we can help you from where you are now to where you need to be. So I'll see you at the top. Thank you.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. That was amazing. And there's no better way to wrap up the series of lectures than by looking at how to preserve our wealth. I mean, if you do not have the school of money, then you have missed out. The truth of the matter is that book, I've read it not less than 4 times. And it's a massive book. And I practice everything that is in that book. It's a Bible of money. So you need to get that book. If you need more information about getting the School of Money, please reach out to us in live page, and then we'll get you all that you need. Thank you so much, sir, for that. We need to start taking questions. I'm noticing here now that the viewership is reducing. So some people are beginning to doze away from wherever they are. We understand that Dubai right now is 3 hours ahead of us. So Saudi Arabia should be about that same time also. And we have people from all of those locations. And then people are behind us in the US. So if you have any questions, it's time to start to take all those questions. Somebody called me today and said, how do I take advantage of all the opportunities that we're sharing, that we launched yesterday and that we have been re-emphasizing today? And I said very simply, 3 things you must do. Number 1 is that you invest, or you buy a property for residential purpose, or you refer people to take advantage of it, and then thereby make money to buy yours as well. So those are the 3 things you will need to do. But we want to start taking all our questions. Can we please put up the screen of all our facilitators so that we can take questions and then deal with them one after the other? I mentioned earlier that all the video sessions of all the last 2 days will be available at 10,000 naira instead of 20,000 naira. But I just got a signal now that everyone who subscribed to Million Homes, you'll be getting all that package for free. It's also going to be coming to you all for free. All right, so you want to do that right away and plug in. Can I have all the questions, please? Can you scroll the questions so that I ask them? I throw the question out. By the way, I want to especially appreciate you all. Tade Cash, Samson Olatunde, Damilola Azan, and Dr. Lumide Emmanuel, thank you so much for all the, mind-blowing nuggets you shared with us today. All right, so I'll direct the question. I hope the questions are directed to any of us, but what I'll just do is direct it to any of us. Please, how can you make money when you share your product on social media? I think that's all for Samson Olatunde. Can you please answer that question?
Okay, so it's simple. Before you give anybody your product online, all you have to do is you build list. We call it list building. That means you put out a form where people can put in their information before they download the free book, which means that once they opt in into that form, you have the capacity to keep marketing to them at the back end. That's one of the ways you can give out your product for free and then make money from social media.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Can I get other questions, please? Let's make it snappy. We have less than 15 minutes to wrap it up. Okay, how do I get a mentor in agricultural field? Basically, aquaculture. I think you seek them out. There are many of them like that, and I will not make reference to any. So let's get to the next question, please. What is the minimum amount for equity investments, Madam Damilola?
With equities, as little as 10,000 naira, you can start. I mean, so there are several platforms out there that allow you to trade on equities online real time. So off the top of my head, I'll refer you to marytrade.com.
Absolutely.
www.meritrade.com. So
yeah. That's actually cool. I'm on meritrade.com and I can testify to that effect. But just like she said, the stock market is information driven. You need a lot of analysis. Novices don't play that market. I played there for several years and I still do. But I can tell you categorically, that platform is automated. You become the stockbroker for your life. You'll be the one to select and pick and sell for yourself. So it's powerful. And then you can go there, meritrade.com.
Okay, very quick one, please. Very quick one, please. For the people watching us, please, we would like you to share your experience on the comment section. We really need to know what your experience about this program is. What have you learned? What are the takeaway actions that you're going to take? And then what are you going to do about them? We need to know your experience. It is very, very important. This is a global conference and it's borderless. Wherever you are, before you doze off or sleep off, can you just please give us your comment? It's very important to us. That's important. Mr. Clement.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. In addition to that, for those of
all right. The network seems to be.
I think his network is having an issue.
Okay, what is the current value? Someone is asking a question. He said, what is the current value of Naira that is falling against the dollar? What is the best investment type to the person want to say, okay, to shield against these risks in Nigeria today? Dr. Lumide Emmanuel, please, can you help us to answer?
There are many things you can do. The most important thing is make sure you have investment that is giving you cash flow in dollars. So whatever you can do. Number one, you can do real estate. I do real estate. We have real estate in different parts of the world. And unlike Nigeria, they pay rent every month. So if, for instance, now you are able to put money together to get a property, you can get a property in some aspect of America for as low as $30,000. And you can get as much as $800 every month. So you can put your money in real estate either as an individual or as a group. Like I said yesterday, don't always think about yourself alone. If you need $30,000 to get a property, $50,000 to get a property, and you can't afford it, join with others. 6 of you can come together for 5,000. 10 of you can come together and make it happen. Then you can also go into other businesses, e-commerce. For instance, now you have books, you have products that you want to sell. You don't only need to sell to Nigerians. We are in a global world. The world is a 24-hour economy. The fact that you have a 12 or 8-hour economy in Nigeria does not mean you should limit yourself to Nigeria's 8 hour. When you are sleeping in Nigeria, people are awake in Australia, are awake in Asia, are awake in America. So think of what can I do or sell in dollars, so that while you are in Nigeria, you are earning money in dollars. And all the things I said yesterday, all those industries, you can invest in a real estate company or real estate investment that will give you $1. You can invest in food production and packaging, and so you can package food here and export to get export certificates less than 30,000. You have export license. You can get food here, package it from here, export it to the Western world, and get your return in dollar. You can do a lot. So real estate businesses, what the most important thing is, think, what can I do to be getting money in dollars, so that you won't be getting money only in Naira, and you can do that from the things I've said.
All right, thank you very much, sir. And to just add an innocent comment to that, just like Madam Damilola rightly said before now, the truth of the matter is whatever you are investing in, you have to make sure that it's higher than the inflation rates. Because if you invest in whatever you have, you can shield your money against inflation, which is your first enemy. Inflation is your first enemy as far as your money is concerned. There's another question here that needs to be answered. What advice will you give me? I am in my mid-50s and a retiree, but doing some little private practice. What advice will you give? Anyone could answer that for us, please.
Okay. You need to understand that whatever investment you are doing, like Dami also said earlier on, your age matters. So for someone in their mid-50s, what you really need now is cash flow. Because the older you get, you will not be able to work as actively as you used to work. And this private practice, you are supposed by now to have automated your wealth. Because in private practice now, even though you have retired, you are still in private, that is still earned income. That means no work, no pay. So what you should be looking at now is cash flow. Where can I put my money that I'll be getting regular cash flow? At your age, what you need is cash flow, because you are entering into the evening of life. So you can diversify your investment in 3 dimensions. Number 1, look at those what Damilola called the fixed return investment. They may be lower than inflation, but at your age, you can put some money, maybe 25% in that, so that at least you are sure of some guaranteed return coming from there. But what you need to do majorly is put your money in something like real estate. So what LifePage is doing now, if you put your money in Million Homes, for instance now, the Million Home Hybrid, where you put your money there, you are getting 50% return in 2 years. So if you put 10 million there now, by next year, by 2 years' time, you will get 5 million. And then your 10 million will be there, but you will continue to get return for a lifetime. You can still hand over that to your children to continue to collect. So what you need now is cash flow.
All right, well said, sir. Final question there. His question is asked, how can I go into real estate investment? It has already been answered. What you need to do now is to go into Million Homes, go right there into Million Homes and register and begin to make the investment. You can't change your life until you change your life. So if you want to start an investment, you need to start. If you have a plan, you need to do something about it. Please, sir, once again, sir, please can you share your social media handles with us? We would like to know your social media handles so that people can follow you, the platform, sir.
Okay, on Instagram and Twitter, it's at Olumide Emmanuel. At Olumide Emmanuel on Instagram and Twitter. On Facebook, it's at olumide.emmanuel. Olumide.emmanuel. And my website is olumideemmanuel.org. Olumideemmanuel.org. So that's the social media.
Oh, fantastic. Mr. Clement, can you share your platform with us? So social media platform. We need to follow you, Rush. We need to follow you. We need to follow you.
Social media platforms, on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Find me at Oladipupo Clem. At Oladipupo Clem. On Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, the same thing. Yeah.
All right, fantastic. Mr. Sampson, tell us. I need to follow you right now. Where do I follow you?
Okay, so you can follow me on @SamSpeaksNow, @SamSpeaksNow on all platforms, @SamSpeaksNow.
Okay, @SamSpeaksNow on all our platforms. And you can follow me if you dare to follow. Dare to follow me on Twitter @TadeCash and on Instagram @OfficialTadeCash. Those 2 platforms are where you can follow me right now. All right, so Mr. Clement, what else do you have for us? Somebody's asking, will the payout be monthly or yearly if it is a rental income? What is the answer to that? Our payout is yearly, I guess. Our payout is yearly, is not monthly.
All right.
Am I correct on that?
Yeah. No, not monthly. Rental pay is going to be annual. There's a structure to generate the rental income monthly, but that's also investor an edge.
Okay, that's fantastic. Okay, so and then you need to follow right now at Damilola Azan on Instagram at Akindami. On Instagram at Akindami. You need to follow her on Instagram at Akindami and on Twitter at Dami Treasured. On Twitter at Dami Treasured. It's very important that you follow her on those platforms because of network. She's not right here, right now. Okay, so what is the pattern word today, Mr. Clement, as we go? What do you need people to do right now? All right. Okay, well, I'm going to get that. Samson, what is the parting word today? What is the
So we
parting
want to
word today?
especially appreciate everyone who has joined in this.
Awesome. Okay, I can hear you now.
All right. Hello.
I can hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you.
Hello. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Good. So I want to especially appreciate everyone. Good. I want to appreciate everyone who has joined this. We want to especially from all we do not take their part granted, but
I think his connection. I think his connection is not too good.
Yeah, so what Mr. Clement is saying is that we want to really appreciate all of you that have been part of this program from all over the world, the support team, all the speakers, it's been a wonderful 2 days experience. Like the last section today on word preservation, it's amazing. But however, before your word can be preserved, you have to generate it. So that's why we are also asking you to be part of this an amazing experience. Make sure that you go to Million Homes right now. Make sure that you follow us on all social media and most importantly, make sure you make a step today to invest, because remember, saving is not investment. It's important that you make all of these things happen. And that is what we want to tell you. As we part ways today, we want you to know that if you want all of this program together, if you want to subscribe, if you are subscribing, on the live paid group on YouTube, you're going to have access to all of the speakers for free. This is a lifetime opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, this you cannot afford to miss. You need to make a decision today. It's important that you make this decision today. We are grateful for you being part of us. Thank you, Mrs. Dami. Thank you, Dr. Lumide Emmanuel. Thank you, Olatunde Samson, rather. We are so grateful. And to my humble self from being the moderator of this wonderful event. Thank you all for joining us all over the world. We are grateful to you. We're grateful for investing with us. We're grateful for being part of this program. We're grateful for using your data to watch us online. We are grateful. Thank you. And God bless you.
LifePage Property and Investment Limited is a real estate investment company. We are primarily in the business of making lives richer. To us, real estate is not an end, but a means to an end. It is a vehicle for wealth creation and retention. The company is duly registered with a head office in Lagos, Nigeria. Being the parent company in the group, we also play significantly in the construction, technology, agriculture, and executive education space. For almost a decade, LifePage has continued to create high-quality real estate investment product that is making the lives of Nigerians home and abroad richer. We have also built a reputation for delivering on promise, as we will rather on the promise and over-deliver than over-promise and under-deliver. All our investments are guaranteed, secured, and transparent. No stories. As part of the company's long-term drive to address the housing shortfall in Nigeria and Africa at large, and in our quest to provide 1 million homes by 2041, we have established Million Homes for funding a wide array of affordable, accessible, and acceptable developments in Lagos. We therefore present to you our latest, the Orange Apartments. With Orange Apartments and Million Homes, you will have the singular opportunity to live in your own home or make it fund your living. To be part of this, kindly visit www.millionhomesafrica.com.
Thank you all. Thank you very much. We're grateful. Thank you for everything. Thank you for being part of this. Remember, if you have not followed us yet on all our social media handle, it's time to do it. If you have not followed us on YouTube or LifePage Global, it's time to do it. It's time to take your destiny, your financial future in your own hand. It's time to do something about it. Until we see you again in the class, until we see you again in investment room, have a fantastic day.